Good afternoon, everybody. I'm back out here again on a cold day. And what I'm showing you here is, let me just give you a quick perimeter shot here of the San Juan Mission. You got some Indian quarters over there, some ruins of walls, short walls. That right there in the center, that little structure, used to be a schoolhouse back in the late 1800s up into the early 1930s and 40s, I believe. Let me zoom in there a little bit. There you go. Yeah. And it was the only schoolhouse for this community, which is even today is very small. And right there, that's the original church structure. It's got three bells. It's not very big, but this place has a historical certificate pertaining to the Alamo. It was here that a little battle took place, and I believe Jim Bowie was involved in this as well, where he actually survived this one. But it took place here, and I believe it was in 1835. And this church is, I want to say, maybe about 4 or 5 miles south of the Alamo, or should I say downtown San Antonio. As you can see, they're doing an upkeep on it, maintaining this place. Historical, built in the mid 1700s. It's a really cool place to come out again. Even though we're only a few miles from downtown San Antonio, you do get a feeling of being out in the country. As you can see, there's plenty of parking today. Not many people come out on a day like this here in San Antonio. People just bunk down in their homes and wait for it to blow over. I do the opposite because I enjoy this weather. And it's a perfect time to come out to places like these if you don't like big crowds. And for filming purposes, it's perfect. Another cool fact about this place, if you come and visit, again, this is Mission San Juan. Behind the structures here that you see now, there is a path, a trail, like a nature walk. And it goes right behind the church there, and it takes you down to the river. And you walk along the river, and pretty much it's just like a U, but it's really nice. You may see a little bit of wildlife, nothing too scary, maybe some raccoons, a lot of birds, squirrels, possibly a snake or two. But again, it's a beautiful mission ground. Um, the Azteca tribes of this region of South Texas, they hold an annual prayer here, and I've attended them. I've attended a couple of those events, and it's really nice. They have their drumming and their ancestral dances, and then they give thanks to the four winds, which is really cool. Couldn't tell you when it takes place, but I know it's not during wintertime. That I can tell you. I would say probably around either early summer or early fall. Let me just walk you over here and just show you some of the structure of just how cool things look, how original they try to keep it. I believe here these were the quarters for the priests, friars as they call them in Spain. These were the quarters where they lived in at one time during back when Spain had a hold of Tejas. It's really cool. Just check this out. Look at that. This is beautiful. It's just beautiful. Beautiful stonework. I highly recommend if you're ever visiting San Antonio. Yes, I know the Alamo comes to mind first. But the Alamo is not the only thing that's historical. And in reality, these properties here, these old missions, these are the original footprints that led up to San Antonio, Texas. Look at this. Just beautiful structural work. You know, these buildings have been standing for over 300 years now. And, you know, they fell into ruins, you know, after Spain started moving out, I believe in the early 1800s. And then, of course, the conflict between Spain and Mexico was going on, and Mexico they got their independence in 1821. But a lot of these old missions pretty much became abandoned, and they fell into ruins, you know, within the next 100 years. A lot of the material, like these walls that are not standing anymore, a lot of these materials, they just simply were taken, you know, for people that were moving into the area, and they were building their own structures or homes or fence lines, and a lot of them just, you know, went and were never found again. You got a couple other people just like me, loving the weather, enjoying the quiet on a beautiful day like today. And we're coming closer to the church. But let me just show you this here. Again, these are old Indian quarters, what they called Indian quarters, because the Native Americans, you know, the ones that accepted Christianity and wanted to become Spanish citizens, were the ones that labored into building these old missions, what we call old missions today. But back then, it was a benefit to them, because you can see this whole property has got a wall. There's a wall that used to stand. Just like all the missions all had, it was fortified. You know, the Alamo had one. As you can see, you can still see the remnants here. And they stood about 10 foot, 12 foot tall. And in each corner, like over there, possibly over there, and over there, you know, you had these what they call miradores, watchtowers. You know, and so the Native Americans had decided to give up the old traditional way of life and become Spaniards. You know, would live here, and they'd work here, and they became blacksmiths. You know, they worked in leather, shoemakers, clothing. They learned how to build. You know, and a lot of them became productive citizens and still live. Their descendants still live within the area of these missions today. Here's the church. This church, believe it or not, has been burglarized a few times in about the last 5 years, which is a shame that even these places get victimized by just someone that wants to take something that doesn't belong to them. But when you're stealing from a place like this, you're not just stealing someone's TV or cell phone or whatever you find in the household. Man, you're taking something that's part of Texas history. And some of these items have not been found. And now they're starting to put them away. So who loses out? The visitors, the people that are trying to learn about Texas history. I believe there's alarms now and there's more security, but it's a shame that it's got to go that route. But anyways, here we go. I'm pretty much standing almost at the center of the plaza. Again, there's some more structures over there where you see that marker, that short wall. That is an old burial ground. Native Americans are buried there. And that's why I believe the Aztecs choose this place to do their ceremonies. It's because of that burial ground over there where those two people are. Well, that's pretty much all I have for now pertaining to this mission. I'll be posting more videos of a couple more missions in the future, possibly, if not today, the days to come. But let me just give one more shot of the bell tower. There used to be 3 bells. Maybe one fell, or maybe it's in repairs, not sure, but there's 2. And these bells do ring. Driving by here at night or early in the mornings, you do hear the bells ringing. Now, I don't know if those bells are the ones that are ringing, but I do see a lever or rope or something, so they might still ring them every now and then. But they will ring either every hour on the hour, or I think it might just be the 6, like 6 a.m., 6 p.m., not too sure. But anyways, these videos just serve a purpose to show that, you know, San Antonio is more than just the Alamo. There's some beautiful missions, some beautiful properties. If you don't like the commercial, the overpriced parking, the overpriced food that you experience when you're visiting the Alamo downtown, you don't have to tolerate that. You can come south of downtown. I'm talking 3-4 miles and you'll be here, out here. And it costs you nothing. Free parking, free entry. Plenty of water. There's water fountains. There's right there. That is actually a public restroom. So there's facilities for that. Take as many pictures as you want, as much video as you want. You cannot do that in the Alamo, but you can do it here. So anyways, keep that in mind. Any comments or questions, feel free, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. God bless.